All right, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal versus Liverpool being a disastrous performance, but more importantly, how bad it showed. Yeah, of course. It shows where Arsenal are. If you play against the top teams, that's exactly where you'll be tested. And I'm pretty much sure Arsenal players know what they are up against. Of course, if you want to win the league, that's what you got to be up against. So, Ramsdale, on if he should have done better for the Mane's goal, he says it's a very good header to the ground on a wet surface, but I think I could do better. I pride myself on high standards, and it's one I need to look at and possibly improve in the future. More things that he said, um, apparently. So he says on the defeat, he says, I think it shows the quality they've got and where we want to get to. This game isn't going to define our season. This is where we want to get to. It was one of those nights, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. And this team will go again. We'll learn from tonight. We won't have people moping around with their heads down. I don't feel like anyone hit today. Although there were mistakes made from all of us, we're still trying to play our philosophy, and that's the way it goes. I think that's one of the most important and the best captain material like thing someone has ever said. I believe in that. But moving on, so Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the Klopp and Arteta argument. He says it was hard to not notice that our job to keep focused on what's happening on the pitch. The crowd picked up and benefited from that energy. Maybe that was a turning point in terms of energy and atmosphere. Now, we'll hear what Carragher has to say about this altercation. He says, I think Arteta will look back and think it's something he will regret and won't get involved like that again. Certainly at a place like this where the crowd wasn't going quiet, but there wasn't a lot of happening for Liverpool. I think there was a change in the game, and that was Arteta and Klopp going head to head on the side of the pitch. That seemed to change the crowd and the game. I'll tell you what, when you try to be a shithouse and it backfires in terms of, you know, defensively switched off, doing mistakes, and the crowd will be like, "Oh, what a mistake!" What's more hurtful? The question is, if I had to pick side, I mean, Mane, all the Arsenal fans I've seen on Twitter, they said that if you guys say that Arteta should not have reacted that way, should not have provoked Klopp or the Anfield crowd. Okay, fine. He should not have done that. I agree. But do you guys think that Sadio Mane should have been carded well before then? Of course, the fifth foul that he made that led to the card. Do you think Sadio Mane was not supposed to be given a card? That was the whole argument was all about. I mean, Arteta and the whole Arsenal bench thought that that was definitely a card. I mean, he's not been carded for a lot of the physical play that Sadio Mane was actually doing on the pitch. So that's what they argued about. Klopp has also given his verdict, has said what he felt about the incident. We're going to take a look at that as well. So, first of all, if you think that Mane should have been fouled earlier than how long it took to get for him to get a card, then you are for what Arteta did, because that's what Arteta was opposing, and that's what both the managers got a card for. So you got to understand that. But if you are going to say that no, Arteta was naive, he should not have reacted that way, what an idiot, then you believe that Mane should not have been given a card early on. You're fine with that. So you're on Klopp's side. So cute if you feel that way. Moving on, so Jack Wilshere says the manager always talks about the process and where he wants to take these young players. And they're still on that journey. There will be results like that along the way because they're young players. And with young players, sometimes you don't get the consistency you want. And talking about the whole game, Arteta has had his say as well. He says, it was a huge test and we showed for 45 minutes that we can compete with them. Even though they had moments where they were better than us, we crashed in 15 or 20 minutes. We just threw the game away completely, and that's the learning part today. Then you are completely exposed. Arteta starting the second half poorly. He says they can press and they're one of the best teams at doing it, but we got sloppy, and when we had total control of the ball, we gave it away. It is what it is. Mistakes are part of football. I know. I think the reaction was there, but I think if the manager reacts that way, Arsenal players need to back it up. If they're doing mistakes, I don't think so. Anyone. Of course, you can act as all the shithouse in the world you can, but if you're going to defend like that, you got to take all the positives from this one. Nuno Tavares on Salah was really good for majority part of the game. He was imposing himself, even though the amount that we spent on him, the experience that he has, the fact that he's more physical in the league that he used to play, and he was really good against Salah. I must say that. So we're gonna act as if it was not that bad, and I think we need to back our players here. We need to back the manager here, and of course there are lots of things that can be criticized and that should be criticized is the attacking numbers, the negative goal difference, the fact that we've only scored 13 goals. You can say we are fifth IG, maybe fifth, but our name is Arsenal. We're supposed to attack. We're supposed to have weapons. I think the biggest problem that certain fans know, they need to understand that we can get wrong sometimes. We can get wrong sometimes. It's a football game. It's not that you're going to go unbeaten. Not everyone is Arsene Wenger, but you cannot be unbeaten forever. You can lose. You got to understand how you lost it, and you got to come back with it. It's simple. Arsenal's main magic man was Emil Smith Rowe. Liverpool did well enough to not let Trent out of his position, so that Emil can venture into that space. They did not let it happen, and it's all because of that. The someone has had to go ahead. So Shimikas went in, so that opened space for Saka and Tomiyasu at times as well on the right hand side. But we could not do anything about it because it was a quite disjointed attack. Lacazette and Saka, no combination, no space. Emil Smith was completely cut out. The man who's been scoring goals for Arsenal had been kept quiet. Aubameyang, not a very good game at all. So lots of factors when you consider that. But if you come and talk as if nothing has changed, it's up to you, man. I don't even want to react to it anymore. So Graham Souness believes Arsenal actually showcased that they are still some way off the matching the levels of Liverpool after that game. He says that's what big teams and players do. They lost the game. They didn't deserve to lose. They went off with international team, but that taste stays with you. Whoever was going to play Liverpool today was going to see an angry Liverpool. They were fabulous and got onto the front foot, and I'll argue they're the best team in the Premier League. For Arsenal, it's a chastening experience. All due respect to the teams they beat, they're nowhere near Liverpool. It's a reminder how far they are to challenge for the Premier League and Champions League. Let's move on from this. Let's talk about Dusan Vlahovic. So according to Italian outlet Arsenal Target, Dusan Vlahovic is being eyed by Borussia Dortmund. So Borussia Dortmund have offered Daniel Malin plus 30 million pounds for Dusan Vlahovic. You know why it is all wrong? Because Dusan Vlahovic just scored his first goal for Dortmund, and I don't think so that's actually true. But let's see if that's going to be true or not. I don't know. I really don't think so, but let's see what happens. And Jurgen Klopp also opened up about the whole Mikel Arteta clash. Finally, he says it was a completely clean situation. Two players jumped in the air and the bench of Arsenal is going for whatever. And I just asked, what do you want for that? I'm really sick of these situations. Everyone goes for Sadio. It was about the situation that it was no foul for Sadio, but the Arsenal bench went up like it was a red card. I asked what they want in that situation. They want a red card, of course. Again, what else? Like, moving on. So it looks like Arsenal are supposed to sign their own winger, and it's no other than Karim Adeyemi. Now, Nicola Pepe being linked with AC Milan. So, according to Mirror, German youngster from Salzburg is currently regarded as one of the brightest prospects available for the transfer, and Adeyemi is definitely available. So, let me know if you guys really would take Karim Adeyemi at Arsenal. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Should Arsenal eye Karim Adeyemi? Let me know what you guys think about it. Moving on, so let's talk about El Neni's controversial political statement. Now, I'm just going to talk about the political statement. What is actually happening in the news? This channel is not about politics. I'm not going to give my views on this one because I don't think in that direction. So, according to Alul Bait news agency, UK's Arsenal has been accused by fans of Mohamed El Neni of terminating his contract over his support for Palestine. Why do they think that way? Because El Neni's agent Alan Nazmi, I guess, he says Arsenal did not agree to renew El Neni's contract following his position on an on a global issue, noting that the club has the right to do so. So the agency also have disclosed that this has Elneni's old tweet that supporting Palestine has angered Jewish organization in the UK, the Board of Deputies, while its member Tal Ofer offered Arsenal has disowned Mesut Ozil. He has also indicated that he sent a letter to Arsenal's administrative director asking about the club's position regarding Elneni's tweet. Arsenal said, all players have the right to express their opinions on their social platforms. We will speak with Elneny, who understands very well what he has posted on Twitter. To which Ofer replied, if Elneny knows very well what he has posted on Twitter, why has he not apologized? So they're seeking an apology, blah blah blah. It's completely political. So whatever. Well, with this, I'd like to end this episode. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Of course, new game, Newcastle. We move. We want 3 points at the Emirates Stadium, and we want to bounce back in the Prem again. So let's see what happens. So we'll see what happens. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe.